it's been a really long time since I've made a video actually. I've been so busy. I've got 2 new jobs that I'm doing, and I'm also in the process of starting my new degree at uni, so it's absolutely insane. I'm really enjoying it though. I'm having a really good time kind of getting ready for uni. I'm really enjoying my new jobs. So one of them is a kind of freelance writing job, which I can't tell you too much about, but that's really cool. So it's kind of whenever I have time to do it, which is really nice, and it's for a company, I shall call it, that I am obsessed with. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I feel bad I can't really tell you guys much about it, but yeah, I've been really busy, and that's why I've not had too many videos up recently, so I apologise for that. But today I thought I would just come on here and talk about a few books that I am excited to read. Yeah, I'm not going to be talking about my current read because that will be in another video, but I'm currently reading Willer of the Wood by Robert Beatty. I will try and leave a link in the description for my unboxing because I won it in a competition and that was really cool. So yeah, that's my current read, but I'm going to talk about some books that I'm really excited to read soon, and a couple of these aren't out yet, so yeah. I've just got a big pile of books here, so these aren't really in any particular order, but the first book is Map of Days by Ransom Riggs, and I'm so excited for this. This is a little chapter sampler I got from Waterstones, which is really cool. But for those of you that don't know, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is one of my favourite series of all time. I was obsessed with that series when I first read it, and I think I read all of the books in a month or so. Like, I read them so quickly. I really enjoyed them, so I'm really excited that this is coming out. When I first finished that series, I was so upset that there were no more books, so when I found out that this was coming out, I was just ecstatic. So I'm really excited for this when it comes out, and it's coming out next month. I can't remember if it's the beginning or the end of October, but it's coming out next month anyway, so that's super cool. The next book that I have here is actually one of the books I have to read for my degree. I'm doing English Literature and Creative Writing, if you're wondering, but it's Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. This copy actually I bought from eBay, and I'm really annoyed because it has loads of notes in it that people have written, which it didn't say in the description, so I am probably going to be sending this copy back, but I'm really excited to read this. It sounds so cool. It's about a doctor who sells his soul to the devil, and there's good angels and bad angels and just all sorts of stuff in it, and it looks so good. So I'm really excited to read this when I get around to it. I think it's the second week of our first module that we're reading this, so yeah, hopefully it will be really cool. It sounds cool, so yeah. So the next 2 books that I have to show you, I actually got as a prize from a competition as well, and I'm really excited for these. They literally came 2 days ago, and I won this competition like weeks ago, so I'm really excited they're finally here. But that is these 2 books by a person. For those of you that don't know, Norse mythology is just something that I'm so interested in. I'm obsessed with it. It's so cool. I love reading it. And yeah, these are both obviously based off of Norse mythology, so I'm really excited to read both of these. They look really cool, and yeah, I'm so excited that I won them. They're both signed actually as well, which is really nice. I'll just show you. So yeah, I'm really excited for these, but I think I'm going to try and get to them in October because I feel like it'd be a good thing to read some like Norse mythology as it's getting into sort of autumn winter. I don't know why. It makes sense in my head, but I think that'll be a good time to read these. So yeah, I'm excited to read these as well. So the next book I have is The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. Compared to the last few books that I've shown you, this copy is just absolutely minute, but I found this in a charity shop. It is an ex-library edition, which is why it's shiny, and that's going to be really annoying for everybody watching this. But yeah, I picked this up from a library, as I said, and I'd never heard of this actually, and it sounds so cool. And like, this edition is really cool. Like, it has really cool illustrations in it. I'm trying to find. Yeah, it's illustrated. It's really tiny, as I said. It's just really a cool edition. I really enjoy editions like this where they're really kind of old looking. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. To be honest, I picked it up because it's Stephen King, and I picked it up because it had the word dragon in it, and both of those things intrigue me, so hopefully this will be good. So the next book I have is Cleopatra's Shadow by Emily Holman. I picked this up from the works. It looks really intriguing. Egyptian history and everything to do with that is something I've always been interested in, but we're also studying Cleopatra in the first module of my degree, so I kind of just fancied reading something about Cleopatra, which is pretty cool. I'll probably read this kind of soon. I keep saying this, but it's not like I'm going to be able to read all of these books soon, but I want to read all of them soon, so I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, this sounds really intriguing. It obviously follows Cleopatra, but the main character, I believe, that we follow is her sister, and we kind of obviously see an interpretation of the history of what happened, but from her sister's point of view rather than Cleopatra's point of view, which sounds really cool. And yeah, I just thought this seemed really cool. I'd never heard of it before, and I was really intrigued, so hopefully this will be as good as it sounds. Okay, so I have 2 books left here. I've saved my most obsessed anticipated read for last, but I also wanted to mention a book that isn't out yet that I'm really excited for, and that is Wicker by Harmony Nice, and I'm super excited for when that comes out. It's coming out, I believe she said that it's coming out on the 2nd of October, but online and everywhere it says the 4th, so I'm not quite sure. But yeah, and she's doing tons of book signings, so I'm really hoping I'm going to get to go meet her, which will be really cool. And yeah, so I'm super excited for that as well. But yeah, that's coming out at the beginning of October, so that'll be cool. The second to last book I have here is The Monstrous Child. I wanted to get this absolutely ages ago. I remember, I think was it when it came out? It came out last year, so I was really intrigued by this. And again, it is based around Norse mythology, so yeah, it follows Hel, who is the Queen of the Dead, and yeah, so that sounds pretty cool. By Francesca Simon, who I've read quite a lot of reviews on her work, and she seems like a really cool author. A lot of people value her writing quite highly, so yeah. And this cover is really cool. I do wish they didn't stick these things right on the front. Like, it's not even a sticker, it's actually part of the cover, which is really irritating because this cover is really aesthetically pleasing. Like, all of it is really nice, but then they stick this massive red sticker thing on the front of it that just, yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. So as I said, it follows Hel, who is one of my favourite goddesses actually. She's really cool, and yeah, I think this will be a really good read. So as I said, I saved the one that I'm so ready to read for last. I'm just gonna show you. So Storm of Swords by George Martin, Stephen Snow, and I'm really excited to read this. These are by far the longest books that I've ever read. Like Game of Thrones I read in about a month. It took me ages, and I was listening to the audiobook as well. But Clash of Kings I literally read in about a week. Like, maybe it was a week, 2 weeks. Like, I read it so quickly, and I didn't listen to the audiobook for that one. I just read it and I was obsessed. And this one is actually so much shorter. It's only 500 pages. Like, I never thought I would ever be the kind of person to say, oh, it's only 500 pages, but it's only 500 pages, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I kind of like the fact that they're really long, but still, I'm so ready for this, and I just like, yeah, I mean, everyone and their dog has watched Game of Thrones or heard of it or knows spoilers, so I feel like I could spoil you and probably get away with it, but I'm not going to, because I hate being spoiled for things, especially this series, because not everything's not exactly the same in the books as it is in the TV show, obviously. But my two favourite characters met in the last book, and I could have cried with joy. It was beautiful, and obviously they're both going to be featuring a lot. Well, they're going to be featuring together in this one, so that's always exciting, and I'm proper excited for that. But yeah, I do know a massive spoiler that was actually mentioned by George Martin himself in an interview, which was great, but I do know a massive plot twist that's happening in this book, and I'm not ready for it at all. Like, I'm not ready for these characters to die. I'm sorry, I'm not. And everyone dies in these books, but I'm not ready to read it. But yeah, so I'm so excited for this. And also, Do you like my t-shirt? It was only off eBay, but it's my favourite. It's one of my favourite things I own now, one of my favourite articles of clothing. Yeah, actually, kind of gives away my two favourite characters, but they met in the last book, which makes me so happy. And yeah, so I'm super excited to read all of these books. I'm having to like restrict myself in terms of reading like Song of Ice and Fire. So basically, my plan is to read 2 books between each book in that series, because if not, all of my time is just going to be taken up by reading that series, and that means that like all these other books are not going to get read. So the plan is I read one of those books in the series, I read 2 books, and then I'm allowed to read the next book in Song of Ice and Fire, because I can't cope. I really can't. This series is killing me, but I just it's like it's one of my all-time favourite series ever now. Like, I just can't get over it. It's so good. There will be reviews for the first 2 books coming up on my channel at some point, but they're going to take me so long to plan and film and edit, and just it's going to be a marathon. So they will be coming at some point, but I cannot guarantee when, because I'm not prepared yet to film those. But let me know in the comments any books that you are looking forward to read, or that you're looking forward to coming out. Any books that haven't been released yet, anything like that, let me know in the comments. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe to see more bookish content from me and more rambling about George Martin's work, because I can't cope. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you'll see me in the next one. Bye guys!